welcome back to another YouTube video, and today I'm going to be reviewing the cinematic gameplay and regular trailer for Dinkum Together. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. So first we're going to watch the Dinkum Together cinematic trailer, and then we're going to watch one of the other trailers, probably the gameplay trailer, and then we'll watch the official trailer that Crafton let out. I'm honestly kind of excited to see where this goes. Honestly, this art style is really cute. Not the little Roo with the butterfly. This art style is really pretty. Like, the level of detail that's like in all of these frames is really nice. Like the plants and everything. If the game looks anything like this trailer does, it's gonna be really pretty, which I do appreciate aesthetic games, so that's a thumbs up for me. Yeah, see, this looks really pretty. I feel like it looks a little bit more like hyper realistic than Dinkum does. The logo is definitely a bit more cartoony, but that's fine in my opinion. I personally think, like, frame by frame, the butterfly looks pretty similar to the one that's in Dinkum, but the plants, like, graphics and stuff, the sheen on them is much nicer. They're, like, much more hyper realistic. I doubt that the gameplay is going to look exactly like this, since this is a cinematic trailer, but it is really nice to just kind of be able to get a good peek at everything. It looks like you're able to have backpacks, which is interesting. I'm not sure if they just added that for like visual effects or if you're actually going to be able to have one, but if you are able to have one, that would be kind of interesting. The trees look about the same. It does look like these might be coconut trees though, so that's kind of interesting. This is a really pretty shot. Like, I feel like this could almost be the cover art because like the plants look so pretty and like the cacti looks really good. The boulders of like flat rock don't look the best. I will say they do look a little bit shiny and a little weird. I think the visuals on this do look really good, especially when you look at it more from a upward position, like looking down on it. The water does look really good. Again, if it's this crisp in the actual gameplay, that would be really nice. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next trailer. Okay, so next up is the official gameplay trailer, which I think should give us more of a look-sees into what the actual gameplay is going to be like. Got a nice little like mangrove tree swamp area, and it looks like a few other butterflies here. This butterfly looks kind of new to me. I don't think I recognize it from Dinkum, but it's been a bit since I played. It looks like we've got a ship in the distance, a little bit of swimming, some chickens, some mews. Okay. Okay, the tints look really good. Okay, the gators are actually really scary. I'm not gonna lie, that's really frightening. Okay, the farming, that looks pretty good. Looks like it's gonna come in different languages too, which is nice. Okay, the fishing might actually be way easier in this game. I'm not gonna lie, just from that shot, the fishing in Dinkum Together might actually be tolerable versus the fishing in Dinkum. So that's kind of a good perk, I suppose. I'm not sure how many people this game is going to be limited to though, so it'll be interesting to see if there's like a limit of how many people can be in one world or not. So far, I think the biggest count I've seen is 6 people in one spot, but like I said, I don't really know. This is really pretty though. It does look like the art style that we saw in the cinematic trailer is definitely what they're going with. Okay, the chicks, like the baby chicks, they look good, but the grown-up like chickens and roosters, those look a little weird to me. I hope they change how they look. The ore looks really good. I do love that. The snow looks fantastic. The furniture here is giving a little bit of like a Sims touch, to be honest. I'm not sure what this building is supposed to be, but it does look kind of cool. And like I said, the maximum people I've seen so far in a frame together is 6. This frame has 4. It does look like you have some sort of rotation available for buildings still, which is good. The tent looks amazing, honestly. This like shot of the like gator is like really scary because it's like, why is it so big in proportion to the characters? Like, look at the sizing of like where the characters are versus the gator. Like, is this like one of the like big like monster gators that you have to do for like the board, or is this like the regular one? Because like if this is the regular one that you have to face quite often, like that's terrifying. That's awful. I'm not gonna lie, these look a lot better than the ones in Dinkum. I think these are the watering tanks, if I had to guess. And the starter water tanks that you have in Dinkum are really ugly and not very aesthetic. So these are definitely way cuter. The windmills are very cute. I like the fences. This is a very aesthetic shot of the like farmlands. And honestly, I do love the idea of Dinkum Together for the farming respectively, just because I think that would make it a lot easier to water crops before you get sprinklers. I do find it interesting that they have water running through their farm though. I don't know, is that necessary in Dinkum Together, or is that just like for aesthetic purposes? Because if it's for aesthetic purposes alone, that's kind of interesting. They did that. Okay. It looks like we got 4 people here. 3 that are fishing actively and 1 here. So actually maybe the maximum people is 4. I'm just very curious of how many people can be in this game at once. Because yeah, that looked like it was like 4 people. This looks really good. This like water boat. I can't think of the name of it right now for some reason. But this looks really good. The actual boat looks really good. It looks like you can fish off of the regular boats. So that's really cool. And this like time lapse of them building up the town looks really cool. It looks like there's going to be new NPCs in this game as well, because I'm assuming that's one of the new NPCs. So that's really interesting. That was 5 people, wasn't it? Is that why I was thinking there was like 6 available? The underwater doesn't look as good as the above ground shots. I think that's pretty normal for just a trailer. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the final trailer. I imagine a lot of these shots are going to be the same as the other trailers we've seen, but I just want to see if any of these shots are different. But yeah, basically it was just the combination of the other 2. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about Dinkum Together. So if I had to give a review from what I've seen from these trailers, I've got to say this game does look like it's going to be very aesthetically pleasing. It looks like they're really working on the like prototypes that they've got in the trailer and like making the landscape very like hyper realistic, like I said earlier in the video. I do like the idea of it being more of a multiplayer based game, because I know that in regular Dinkum, although it does have multiplayer, there are certain limitations when it comes to multiplayer. Like you already have to have the cabins for people to come and visit, as far as I know, and that does get a little annoying, especially if you want to start a world from scratch with other people. It can be a little bit annoying to get around the fact that you have to be able to get those deeds for the houses and also build them all. So I do like the concept of this game, but there are a few things about this trailer that are concerning me. So for one, based off of these buttons that are on the side in the actual gameplay portions, it kind of looks like it's going to just be for like mobile devices, like maybe Android, iOS, possibly the PlayStation and Xbox, but I'm thinking mostly just Android and iOS, which does concern me for if they're not planning on bringing the regular Dinkum to Android and iOS. I didn't really think that they would necessarily, but it's just a little bit concerning for those platforms to never get to enjoy Dinkum fully, because I don't know if Dinkum Together is going to be a game that you can play as a single player, because of the way that these shots are formulated, it's kind of making me think that maybe you can only play it with people. I would think that you could play it alone, but there's just something about it that's making me feel kind of like you can't. I don't know if it's because it's called Dinkum Together, or if it's because in every shot, pretty much, we have 2 people at least, but it just sort of feels like maybe you have to play it with people, which is fine if you're a person that likes doing that. But speaking as someone who really likes to play single player games, especially when it comes to games like Dinkum and Stardew, I don't really know how I feel about that. I don't really know how I feel about the art style of the characters either. Like, it does look nice, but like, I don't know, this doesn't look very like Dinkum-esque to me, which I'm sure I would get used to it if I played it, but it just doesn't look very Dinkum-y. And I am a little concerned that since all of these speaking sections have been in some form of what I'm assuming to be either Japanese or possibly Korean. It looks a little bit more Japanese to me because I did study South Korean a little bit at one point, but it does kind of seem like maybe it won't be for English servers at first, which is interesting to me because if it is only available, especially in early access or when it's first released, and it's only available in Japanese or maybe even Korean, it seems a little concerning to me because seeing as Dinkum is originally an Australian game and like that's kind of who it was promoted towards originally, that seems kind of odd to me. But since this entire trailer never featured any sort of like English text bubbles and it only featured these style of text bubbles, it does concern me just a little bit. Another thing that concerns me quite a bit is this icon right here, because this is the icon for your backpack, but this either it could be for you to change your clothes or it's a shop button, and I'm genuinely hoping it's not a shop button. That could be like EA paranoia, because with EA pretty much every game has some sort of store feature, so that might just be me, but I'm only noticing the shop button, or what I think could be a shop button, on the characters at certain points. So maybe it is just a clothing thing, or maybe in some of the shots they didn't edit it in. I'm not sure. Maybe some of the footage was from before they implemented whatever this feature is. But I never saw them changing their clothes out, so it's a little odd to me that that button is there and they never explored what the button does, because it seems like it was just something as simple as changing your clothes. They probably would have mentioned it. But again, maybe that's just the Electronic Arts paranoia in me. You know, as a simmer, I've dealt with a lot when it comes to that sort of stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think as this game shows off more trailers and I get more information, it will definitely be more interesting to me. As of right now, I'm not terribly interested about this project. It looks very cute and fun, but honestly, I just don't see myself playing it. I love Dinkum, and I don't really see a need to play Dinkum Together. But that being said, if you guys want me to review Dinkum Together when it does come out, I will definitely consider doing that if you guys want me to, and I probably will test it out at some point on my own if I don't showcase it here, just so I can see what it's like. But yeah, until we know more, this has been my official Dinkum Together reaction to the trailers, and let me know in the comments what you guys think of Dinkum Together, and if you're excited for it, what you think about the art style, and what you think about overall about them just producing Dinkum Together, because I know for me it was quite a surprise when I heard that they were going to release this, and I want to know what you guys think of it. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below. I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!